Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Ty Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to talk about the Cleveland Guardians, and we're getting close to the playoffs. We got about, I believe, 16 games to go until the playoffs start at the time of recording this, and we're getting close to where we need to start deciding who are going to be the starting pitchers for the playoff rotation if we make the playoffs, obviously. Now, we're not talking about relievers. We are talking about starting pitchers in this case. So, guys that are on the rotation, you got Gavin Williams, you got Tanner Bybee, you got Ben Lively, you got Alex Cobb, who's been kind of battling injuries. I believe he's got like blisters going on. Hopefully, he'll be ready to go when the playoffs come around. Joey Cantillo, he's kind of been an option. Matthew Boyd, he's really becoming a really good pitcher for a rotation. The way it's looking right now is they got a good shot to win the division, but even if they end up in the wildcard round, we need to decide who are going to be the starting pitchers and how should they manage their playoff rotation. Because right now, at this point in the season, if you would have told us back in the beginning of the season, whenever Shane Bieber went down and then Tristan McKenzie went down, had to go down the minors because he was stinking up the joint. Logan Allen went down because he was also sucking. If you would have told us at this point in the season, our pitching rotation was still going to be competing at like a C plus B minus level and be going in the playoffs with that, I would have fucking told you're crazy. But looking at our playoff rotation right now, we got a shot to possibly make some things happen in the playoffs. The question is it enough? And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Like I said, going over just like the entire rotation of the starting pitchers, kind of going through each guy. I'm going to kind of give you my opinion for each starting pitcher, talk about like, is this a yay, nay, do I like them starting? Is this a player that I would say they can start, but like in certain circumstances? You'll understand as we go. So without further ado, I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to get straight into this. So if you're going to enjoy it, as always, make sure you're going to drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, let's kind of go through the stats of the starting pitchers that we have on our team. Kind of going through some of the guys. We're going to go by innings pitched, so just so it's easier for me to find the starting pitchers. Like I said, we got Bybee, we got Lively. Carrasco has been kind of rumored that he might come back. I think he's pretty much done whenever it comes to starting pitching for us. Even though he's a veteran, he's kind of like Alex Cobb. He's a veteran guy. He can make some things happen. His thing is, it's like he'll have 3 bad starts and then maybe 1 okay start, but that okay start, he'll still allow like 2 to 3 runs. Same thing with Logan Allen. He is just like, he's very up and down. He's got some good pitches. He can get some strikeouts. His problem is he's going to give up at least 4 to 5 runs every single time. That's just how it is. And somehow the Guardians, even when he's giving up those 4 to 5 runs, those are the nights where the Guardians are putting up like 8, 9, 10 runs somehow. But let's come over here to this side of things, kind of looking at the roster, looking at the pitchers. And as you can see from SP, kind of lists off which players are the starting pitchers. Like I said, let's start off with Gavin Williams, and we're going to talk about him real quick. Gavin Williams as a pitcher, here's my thing with him. You look at the stats, it's not pretty. Like, nothing about his stat line is pretty. 3-9, a 5 ERA. He's not doing the greatest things in the world. He's got a 1.39 whip, which is not impressive if you ask me. Coming down here and looking at his last 5 starts, you can see like it's just multiple losses. Now I can say he's had to face some tough teams. He's had to face the Yankees. He had to face the Royals. He had another game against the Dodgers. So he had some tough starts. But with all those tough starts and all those just bad losses, you look right here with the Royals. He had an amazing start with the Royals. Against the Royals. He allowed 2 runs. He went 7 innings. They were possibly going to allow him to go the 8th inning. He did amazing. He got 6 Ks. He only walked 2 guys. He was having a great game. But then it's like he comes back not even 5 days later against the Dodgers, and you think, okay, big time challenge. It's going to be tough. A really good team. Let's see if we can get through 4 innings. Maybe we can get to that 5th inning, and if you can allow maybe 3 runs or less, 4 runs or less at max, we'll be happy with that. What does he do? He goes out there and doesn't even get through the first fucking inning. He allows 5 runs. I think he left guys on base. Like, it was like the worst thing possible. I think the problem with Gavin Williams is he's got a great fastball. He's got a nice little slider. He's got good pitches. I think he's got a changeup as well. His fastball is his strength. If he's on with his fastball, it's like untouchable. But his problem is he's very inconsistent with staying strong with that fastball. Like, if that fastball, like I said, is on, he's untouchable. But sometimes it's like I said with the whip, he's walking guys. He's kind of having trouble locating the zone. He's, like I said, walking, giving guys easy pitches. Sometimes he's putting on fastball in the dead heart of the center, where a strike zone, where guys are just like, really, you're going to give me an easy ball to hit? Thank you very much. If I had to give my opinion on Gavin Williams, I would say this. He is going to be the pitcher that I don't think we're going to see in the postseason. If we have to see him in the postseason, it's going to be a game 2, maybe game 3 scenario. I think if anything, we would put, if it's a home game, like say we get to the ALDS, say somehow we win this division, we could hold off Minnesota and Kansas City. we're going to pitch him in game 2 because I think we're going to want to have the home crowd behind us. If we can keep noise away from him, from like the away team getting rowdy, say he gives up a walk and they're starting to get loud, it's getting in his head, he's getting a little, his heart rate's going up. If we can keep him at home, let him pitch at home where the crowd will be there for him, that'll be the best case scenario. Him on the road, fuck no. The next pitcher is Tanner Bibee. Bibee, he's going to be the game 1 starter no matter what. I think right now, as the season kind of goes on, especially whenever we get down to, like, I believe we have a series against the Reds and then the Astros for our last 5 games. Once we get through the Red series, I'm pretty sure they're going to try to find a way to where we can get Bibee. If it's not already that way, they're going to try to make it to where he can pitch sometime in that Red series. That way, whenever the Astro series comes along, we can have him resting. And that way, whenever the playoffs kind of get rolling, even as the wildcard series is kind of going on, he's still resting and he'll be fully ready to go for that divisional round game 1. Because with Tanner Bibee, he's got an amazing fastball. I believe he's got a slider, a curve, and some other pitch. I forget what that last pitch is, but he's really got some success this year. Now, you can look at his stat line right here and say he's got a couple of losses in there. That is true. But in those losses, like right here, Milwaukee, he only allowed 2 runs. It's not like the whole reason they lost this game was on him. He only allowed 2 runs. And as you see here, only 1 earned. So that other run, that was more of defense kind of played a part in why that run kind of came across. And the same thing here with the Dodgers. They lost 4-0. Last time I checked in the MLB, if you're going to score 0 runs, of course I'm going to fucking lose. Tanner Bibee, the way he's pitched this year, he's been like the godsend. He's been like our Shane Bieber this year. Because when Shane Bieber went down, everybody said, oh, fuck, what are we going to do? Then Tristan McKenzie kind of stepped in. It's like, okay, Tristan, you have to be the ace. You got to be the number 1. Then he fucking was throwing straight meatballs, 89 to 90 mile per hour fastballs. Not going to cut it. He got sent into the minors. And it was like, okay, Bibee, you're the guy. He came in, I think it's the 3 guy this year. Bibee had to step up and fill some big shoes to become the number 1 guy. And he did good. But like I said, he's going to be the ace. He's going to be the guy that's going to start game 1. Game 1 of an ALDS. If we get to the ALCS, game 1 there. If we get to a World Series, game 1 there as well. And if, like, say the ALDS, where we have game 1 with him, we win. Let's say somewhere in game 2 or game 3, we win that. We have a chance to close out in game 4. He's going to have to get his ass back up and get ready for game 4. We're not going to save him all the way for game 5 or be like, oh, you're only going to pitch 1 game this series. Fuck no. You are going to get your ass back on that mound, even if it's only 5 innings. Get your ass back on that mound. We are closing this out in game 4. The next picture, we have Ben Lively. Now, he's dealing with a little bit of injury. The last game he pitched in, he had the ball kind of smacked back against him. I think it was against the White Sox. The ball got rocketed back. I hit him in the left leg or right leg, one of the legs, but they're calling a bone contusion or like a leg contusion, something like that. Basically just a bone bruise probably. They're saying he's good to go, like for his next scheduled start. He'll pitch if he wants to. Here's my thing with Ben Lively. He's got an okay win-loss. His ERA is mid. He's getting strikeouts. His whip is not the greatest thing in the world. And it's not like he's the worst pitcher in the world. You see here looking at his kind of how many runs he allows. The Pittsburgh game, that was not a good showing. But everything else throughout the season, he doesn't do awful. He just has like he struggles, I think, sometimes to control the perimeter of the strike zone. If that makes sense to you, or just basically dumb words, just paint the strike zone. When he is on with painting the corners, getting that slider, getting his breaking pitches to just touch the corners, touch the outside parts all around the strike zone, he is going to be dangerous to hit. Now, I have heard reports of Ben Lively for the playoffs. They don't feel comfortable with him pitching in the playoffs. Apparently, they're saying maybe he can come out of the bullpen, which I'm not a fan of that too much, but I do see what they're trying to say. Because think of it this way. If you are in a series against, let's say, the Yankees or the Orioles, or then somehow we get to the World Series and we got to go up against the Dodgers or we got to go up against the Phillies, do you want Ben Lively on the mound? I don't think so. Now, if we had to bring him out of the bullpen for, like, let's say, a 6th to 7th inning kind of rotation, kind of like Pedro Avila from the bullpen, he's a guy, he's an innings eater. He can come out there, and let's just say you could have a fresh starter, a guy that wasn't planning to start at all in these postseason, but just a fresh guy, a guy that has starting experience that could just go out there, and he's not going to just be like a setup guy, but he's going to be a guy that can go out there and mow people down, and he'll be fresh. He'll be ready to go in a 6th inning scenario. That would be nice to have. So for Ben Lively, I'll kind of agree on him coming out of the bullpen. I would like that. Him starting, I don't think it's going to happen in the playoffs. If we got to a point where, like, say we get to the ALDS and we're up 2-0 and they want to let him go out there and try to start, knock yourself out. Or, like, if we got to a scenario like ALCS or World Series somehow, I'm living in an imaginary world, and we were up 3-0 and you want to give him that chance to start, go ahead. But in any other scenario, No, he ain't starting. We got this boy right here, Matthew Boyd. He's actually become a really good pitcher for us. 2.18 ERA, 2-1 so far through his time here in Cleveland. He's pitching pretty good. I mean, you look at his starts that he's had with us in Cleveland. The one bad start he had was against Pittsburgh, but like I said, we scored 0 runs, and as it says here, he only allowed 1 run, so it's not like you can put the blame on him. And look at some of the teams that he's went against. He had the game against New York that we ended up going to like the late game. I think he only allowed, says here, 3 runs. It was like, what, 3-3, kind of going towards the extra inning part. So, I mean, like, he did a good job in that game. And he went up against the defending World Series champions and only allowed a run. Pittsburgh, like I said, only allowed a run. It was a tough game. It's a game that you can't win if you're not going to score. Dodgers, he only allowed to a run. And then White Sox, he ended up allowing multiple runs in that game. It was a very weird third inning. If you watch that game, it was a very weird third inning. If you watch the game, you know what I mean. But Matthew Boyd, I like his pitching. I like his command. I like his presence on the mound. Good fastball. Like I said, the curveball or slider, whichever that breaking ball is, when it comes out of his hand, it's like the pitcher, they don't know if that ball is going to go straight down and inside as like I said, a breaking pitch, or if it's going to be a high fastball just going zoop right into your face. For Matthew Boyd, I would like him since he is a veteran. He's 33. He's a veteran in the league. He has some playoff experience from what I've heard. So I wouldn't mind seeing him pitch on the road. If they wanted to like let's set him up as like being a game 3 guy or game 4 guy, I wouldn't mind seeing him on the mound. Right now, the way it's kind of looking with the rotation, it seems like it's going to be Bibee, probably Gavin Williams, and then Matthew Boyd. It seems like the rotation it's going to be. Because Matthew Boyd he's just become like one of the best pitchers on the team. He's up there probably better than Gavin Williams, if you ask me. Up there with Tanner Bibee as like the best pitchers on the team. But Matthew Boyd, like I said, he is really locked in on his stuff so far this year. Now, one pitcher I want to get out of the way, the rookie Joey Cantillo. Great pitcher. I love what he brings to the team. He almost had a no-hitter the other day. I was pissed that he didn't get it. He's had a good season so far. It's a learning curve. He's having trouble kind of like controlling his pitches a little bit. That last start against the White Sox, amazing start. But from the starts he had, like I said, he's pitched against a lot of tough teams. He had Baltimore, Minnesota, Yankees, Kansas City. These aren't easy tasks for him. But real quick, I don't think he's going to be a guy starting in the playoffs. He won't touch the mound in the playoffs. Maybe we bring him in, like I said, as a setup guy. Maybe he can come in later on the game. If like a lefty versus lefty battle, Joey could come out there, get a appearance, maybe an inning, maybe just a batter or two. He'll get some work like that in the playoffs, I think. But I don't see him starting at all. In the last pitcher, we got Alex Cobb. Now, here's my thing with Alex Cobb. As it says here, like I said, he's got a blister. He's got like blisters going on. I don't know what's going on with him. If it's like on the inner part of the fingers, they've said recently he had a pinky finger blister and then a middle finger blister. So I don't really know what's going on there. But 15-day injured list. If he's back by the time that is done, if he can get off of the IL and he can come back ready to go for the playoffs, that'll be great. I think the thing with Alex Cobb is he's got great command of one pitch in general. His sinker, because he just makes guys hitting the ground balls left and right. Another great thing about him is he's got playoff experience. He's been in the playoffs. He's pitched against a lot of great batters in the playoffs. He knows what the environment is like in the playoffs. As you can see here, 2013. Now I realize, like I said, a long time ago, in 2013 when he was with Tampa Bay, he pitched in 2 games in the playoffs. He won 1 of them, and he wasn't that bad. I mean, 1.54 ERA. He got 10 Ks across 11, about roughly 12 innings pitched, 13 hits, only allowed 3 runs. So like he did pretty good. I would say this about Alex Cobb. He's the kind of guy, kind of like with Matthew Boyd, where I would like to see him if we had like a game 1, 2, 3, 4 scenario. I realize I said with Bibee that we'd probably put him out there in a game 4 scenario where you have a chance to clinch. I think more likely it's if we were down 1-2, you would put Bibee back out there. If we were up 2-1, you could give Cobb that opportunity right there. But if we were down 1-2, we're putting Bibee back out there. But in this scenario that I'm going to speak of game 1, game 2, game 3, game 4, like an ALDS, I would say, it's going to be Bibee, it's going to be Gavin Williams, it's going to be Matthew Boyd, and it's going to be Alex Cobb. The reason why we're going to put Boyd and Cobb on the road is because those guys have the veteran experience. They understand what it's like to pitch in enemy stadium or enemy territory and go out there. They're not like Gavin Williams where he just gets rattled the second one guy cracks the bat. And Tanner Bibee gets the privilege of pitching game 1 because he's our ace. Now, last few things before I kind of wrap it up. Here's what I'll say about this playoff rotation. Number 1, real quick, bullpen, I like what they have. Vila, Barlow got sent down, I believe. He's gone now. We already got Clase, like I said, the best closer in the fucking league. Got a lot of great setup guys with Gaddis. You got Heron. You got Cade Smith. You got some great pitchers. Tanner Morgan, he's come along. He's become a really good bullpen guy. But when it comes to this starting pitching, I think they got a nice rotation. It's not the best rotation. It's not going to be anything that we're going to be like, holy fuck, they are awesome. This is like 10 out of 10 pitching rotation. No. If we had our guys from earlier on the year, like if Shane Bieber didn't have to get Tommy John surgery and he was healthy and he was ready to go, he's pitching this year. And like the dream scenario would have been Shane Bieber pitched game number 1. If Trenton McKenzie was not ass and he was still pitching good, obviously he pitched game number 2. Tanner Bybee could take game 3, and then right now Matthew Boyd could take a game 4. Alex Cobb there for game 5. We wouldn't have to even be touching guys like Carrasco, Lively, Williams. We would be set. But I'm gonna tell you this right now: going in these playoffs, I'm a little bit nervous. Bybee not so much for. I think he can handle himself. Boyd, I think he can handle himself too. Cobb, I'm 50-50. I think he can handle himself, but there is that worry that he's gonna leave a couple pitches out there and batters are gonna make him pay. Gavin Williams, the one where it's like, Lord have mercy, can you just get through the 4th or 5th inning without allowing more than 4 runs? And offense, do what you did when Logan Allen was on the mound. Save his ass. Now, am I confident enough to say I'm gonna have my chest stuck out? I'm gonna be right there for my boys. This is it. We're going for the World Series run. No, I'm not that confident. Am I confident enough to say we have a chance? I'll say we have a chance. I'll wrap it up by saying that. But other than that, I think I'm gonna wrap up there. Hopefully you guys did go and enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy it, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And like I said, if you have a different opinion, do you agree or disagree with anything I said? Do you think the playoff pitching rotation for the Cleveland Guardians is good, bad? If you're a Guardians fan, what do you think about the guys? Do you like the rotation of Williams, Bybee, Boyd, Cobb, and all these guys? Do you think it's a good rotation, bad rotation? Whatever your opinion may be, leave a complete opinion down in the comment section down below. Be more welcome to talk about you guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do poster and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so. And do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified the second I post. But without further ado, this has been Donald Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.